Two Georgia Senate races and both might head for a runoff. It is already confirmed in the race between the Reverend Raphael Warnock and also Senator Kelly Loeffler. That's determined. The other race between Republican incumbent David Perdue and challenger John Ossoff, well, that could also be next on the list to head to a runoff. Ossoff just spoke on MSNBC.
I think that what's happening tonight demonstrates that Georgia is indeed the most competitive state in the country now. We have progressively built political power here. The state has become younger and more diverse day by day. The organizing effort led by people like Stacey Abrams to protect ballot access, and now potentially the presidency hanging in the balance.
Ossoff plans to deliver more remarks tomorrow at 10 a.m. in Atlanta. As this race heads to a runoff, our Hope Ford has been following both of the Senate races for us tonight in Georgia. She joins us live tonight with more. Hope.
Yeah, and when we hear from Ossoff tomorrow, it'll be, really one of the first times that we're hearing from him in person again since the runoff became likely. We haven't heard from Perdue yet, so it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to make remarks before or after. Now, both camps, of course, continue to maintain that they are going to win, but political experts believe that if they do go to that runoff, they definitely have a huge battle ahead of them.
There is usually a huge drop-off in the number of participants. So the real challenge for these candidates who are going to go into runoffs is, can you get your people to come back and vote for you again?
UGA political science professor Charles Bullock says runoffs struggle to get voters to come out for a second time, especially this one, which will be less than 2 weeks after Christmas. Bullock says one area you won't see campaigns struggling: attack ads.
They become just vicious. They may have been hard-hitting rounds before that, but when you get to the runoff, everything is on the table. Perdue and Ossoff already have a history of heated exchanges, so Bullock says expect more of that. Bullock also says you'll see more money pouring into the campaign. National political parties will be spending money, but then also so will conservative groups and liberal groups. And we're already starting to see that at least one conservative PAC is already promising to channel $4 million to get Perdue and Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler reelected. And while it doesn't always happen, political experts say Senate incumbents tend to win runoff elections because they have name recognition. But Bullock believes since 2 seats are up for grabs and this is a high-profile race, all 4 candidates in both Senate races will have to do a lot of work to win.
Absolutely. Hope for it for us tonight. Thank you.